the form ax squared plus bx plus c, and a is not 1. Right? So same thing, I'm recording the AC method. AC method. That means I want to find the product is a times c, and then the sum is b. I want to find two numbers. When you multiply, it's equal to AC, and then when you add, it's equal to B. So for example, same thing here. Maybe I'll use this in black. I want to find the product is 6 times 6, which is 36, and then the sum is 13. What are the two numbers? What do you think? What are the two numbers when you multiply? It's 36. When you add, it's 13. Yeah, 4, 9. Thank you. 4, 9. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to split that 13x into 4x and 9x, right? So we write the first term, which is 6x squared plus 4x. Oh, 9x doesn't matter. Plus 9x plus 6. If I have 4 or more terms, what do? Yeah, I group, right? The first group I can factor out 2x. Right? So what's left is 3x. 6 divided by 2 is 3x squared divided by x. And then plus 2 here. The second group I can factor out 3. So I got 3x plus 2 again. You should have the same factor again. If you don't, maybe you want to rearrange it differently. Okay. So I'm going to factor out 3x plus 2 again. And what's left is 2x plus 3. So that's the AC method. Let me show you how to do the guess and check. Maybe I'll use dark green. So guess and check method. Let me rewrite the problem. 6x squared plus 13x plus 6. Thank you. Now, it's depends how good you are with the number in your head. This could be your best friend or could be your worst enemy, right? Okay, so first thing first, I want to find two numbers. So by the way, guess and check does not follow the AC method. Okay, so forget about the product itself. I want to find two numbers that multiply give me 6. 6x squared, by the way. It could be what? It could be x times what? 6x, right? It could be. You can list it out. I'm doing slow here because I gotta explain to you the method. But when you do in your head, it's different. Either x and 6x or 2x and 3x, or 3x 2x doesn't matter. Now, the general rule here is you want to pick the pairs that close in values. Right? So naturally, I will pick 2x and 3x over x and 6x. The reason being is that this guy is small. If this is big, then I might pick x and 6x. So I'm going to pick 2x and 3x. Doesn't matter where you want to put it. Say dark green. So I picked 2x here, 3x here. Doesn't matter. You can put 3x first and then 2x. And then again, I want to pick two numbers. When I multiply, give me c, which is 6. So again, what do you have? What choice we have? You have 1 or 6 or 2 or 3, right? Again, naturally, I'm going to pick 2 and 3, right? Let's pick 1 and 6 just for the sake of it. Just say I say 1 here and then 6 here. And then you check. Now you make an educated guess. Now you check. Well, the first term is definitely 6x squared, right? The last one definitely 6. To check the middle one, you check what? You check the inner and the outer product. Right? So 1 times 3x is 3x. 2x times 6 is 12x. 12 plus 3 is 15, so it's not 13x, right? So definitely not it. Well, I have another pair, which is 2 and 3. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. How do I know that I automatically put the 3 here and the 2 there, but not swap them? Because then you have to. If I put the 2 here and the 3 here, it's still 6. 3 times 2 is still 3 to 6. Same thing with this guy. I can change the order. It's fine. But I know once I put these 2 guys down, the 2x and 3x down, I know where to put the 3 and I know where to put the 2 exactly. What if I put the 2 here? What happens? Just hypothetically, yeah, but don't write this down. What if I put the 2 here and then the 3 here? Yeah. Yeah, right. I don't want to do that, right? So it's just kind of called little dum-dum, right? So I know exactly how to put 3 over the 2, right? So you don't want to do that when you factor. Either you factor the GCF out first, then you don't have to factor anymore. But you don't want to do that. So now let's check. It's gonna be a plus and plus, right? There's no way you have a minus here. Let's check. Well, the first 2 term is gonna be 6. I know that because I choose the number to be. All I do is check the middle one, which is the inner and the outer product. 9 and 4, so 13. So we're good, right? Again, if you do in your head, it's different story. It's really fast. Right? It's supposed to be a faster way, but depend how good you are at it. Yes.
For the AC method, while you're doing it, how do you know that you put 4x versus 9x?
Oh, it doesn't matter. You do 9x first. Same. Yeah, if I do, don't write this down. If I do a 9x here, then 4x. For this one, I factor out 3, right? So I got 2x, and here I factor out 2, it's got 2x. Same. You tell me which one you like. Usually, for this kind of level, you still lean toward AC method. The pro of the AC method is that when it comes to prime, you know right away. It's low, but it's steady, right? You know right away. For the guess and check, when it primes, it takes you a little while to know because you keep doing little combination in your head and you couldn't figure out why you can't have a factor. So guess and check is for fast. A lot of upper level math people do this, but it's fast. AC methods always work. Let's try one more and then you do number 3 yourself. I want to find 2 number. Product is 4 times 2, which is 8. And then the sum is -9. Can someone give me the pair? Let me see if I do my camera, because sometimes I use my hand a lot. Work. Yeah, I got that. So let's see. It doesn't matter. It's too tiny. You can't see anyway. I'll turn myself off. I'll distract you when you watch my video. Okay. Maybe when you open up, it helps. All right, what you guys have? What is the pair? -1, -8. Great, thank you. So you split that -9z into -1z and then -az. Again, if you want to do -az first, that's fine. Doesn't matter. I should have a little equal sign here. So group factoring, I'm gonna factor out a z, just a z for the first group. So I got 4z minus 1. Factor out -2, right? -2. I got 4z minus 1 again. Now, if you factor out just 2, say positive 2, then it should be plus 1 here, and then you know that you want to factor out the negative 2. So factor out 4z minus 1 again, and I got z minus 2. You try number 3, whichever method you want to do. Maybe you want to try guess and check. It's kind of easy. Because 2 is 2. The number 2 is a prime number. It does not have a lot of choice. Kind of nice. Some of you do very well. Some little bit more. It's been a long summer. Maybe you forgot some stuff. But when you get the ball rolling, you remember. Okay, so I'll do AC method just because it seems like some of you are not getting a good grab yet. So I want the product to be 4. 2 times 2 is 4, and the sum is -5. And a lot of people find this, which is great. Show me on the exam, show me your step so that I can give you partial credit. Right? So -1 and -4. So that means I'm going to split that -5y into -1y minus 4y plus 2. Or you can do -4y first minus 1y, doesn't matter. And now you're going to group. I do not recommend you do this. When you group, don't do that. Don't do the parentheses. Do the little bracket on top like I did, because it could lead you thinking that it's multiplication. Okay? And because you have a -4y, you're not allowed to do that. When you so factor out y here. So I got y. I'm sorry, 2y minus what? -1. So far so good. So second group, I can factor out what? A -2. Always if -2. So it'd be 2y minus 1 again. Always factor out a negative. And then I have 2y minus 1, 2y minus 1 twice. So that's my common factor. Factor it out. So what's left is y minus 2. If you have -4 minus 4y minus 1y first, it's the same thing. Make sure you factor out that -1. It needs a little bit of practice. This is harder between the two. The general form versus the one with the leading coefficient of 1. Slightly harder. Okay, so factor was special product. I don't know, you remember, but I remember in my 8th grade, I learned a bunch of special product. I'll tell you later. But before that, I want you to try this on your own first. By the way, the last answer is 27 x to the 6. Number 1 is you want to choose the best answer. Number 2 and number 3 is I want you to evaluate. All right, number 1, which one you pick? 3, what'd you say? 2. All right, let me do this. First choice. Nobody. Second. A few. Third. Nobody. Last one. All right, a few. Okay. It's the last one, right? You can remember this rule. So let me circle my correct answer. Just try that one. Yeah. So if I have a to the m, b to the n, and then outside is power p, then all you do is you distribute the power to power. So it's gonna be a to the m times p, and then times b to the n times p. You distribute the power. So that means 27x to the 6. For the second one, all you do is just FOIL it. Right? How do I FOIL it? I write out twice, right? So x plus 4 times x plus 4, and then you FOIL it. So I got x squared. I got 4x, and then 4 times x is 4x, another 4x, and then 4 times 4 is 16. So x squared combine like term, d2 here, plus 8x plus 16. There's another rule. Do you remember? Do you remember? A plus B squared. If you, there's a special rule, what do? It's A squared plus 2AB plus B squared. It makes sense, right? You always double the middle term. So A is X, B is 4, so 4X. So you double it, it's 8X. I don't remember this. I'll give you another one. So I got A, if I have A minus B squared, then A squared minus 2AB plus B squared. You can use that as well. I use this a lot. I only FOIL it because only I have to. Other than that, I just use special product. For the third one, can someone tell me what is it right away? I hope you don't forget this one because you can FOIL it, but there's a special product. Yeah, thank you. If I have A squared minus B squared, it's gonna be A plus B times A minus B, or A minus B times A plus B, same thing. So here A is X, B is 2. So X squared, A squared is X squared, and then 2 squared is 4. The one in blue is of the rules. Or you can FOIL it, and you know that the middle term they cancel, but you see negative 2x and positive 2x. I want you to factor this on your own, because this is, you kind of know how to do this. Factor with leading coefficient of 1. Let me guess and check is fast here. I only write like that, X and X, and then I pick my 2 numbers. Anyone? Yeah, 7, right? 7, 7. No, stop it right there. X plus 7 times X plus 7 twice, so you have to do what? Yeah, X plus 7 squared. It's like you have X times X. Usually you don't leave it like that, right? You just say what, X squared. The reason being is what, X to the first, you add the exponent, X squared. But we talk about that later. So on the exam, do not stop at this step. It's not done. That's the final step. Do you have any questions so far? Up to this point, I'm just kind of give you a little taste of the rules, but not really officially go to it. Anyone have a second answer? Awesome, thank you. X minus 5, X minus 5. I mean, X minus 5 square. All right, so here is, so all of that you do, right? Here is the factor of special product. If I have A squared minus B squared is equal to A plus B times A minus B, which is example number 3 right here. Right. Fortunately for you, if you have A squared plus B squared, it is prime. Now let me give you a little note. I'll use the capital letters just to A minus B, all of this square. Is it equal to A squared minus B squared? Is it true? True or false? If you have a little Kahoot game, it's true or false? False, right? I hope nobody distribute that square in there. We not 61, 62 anymore. It's hard for me to forgive you if you do so on the exam. If A times B, then yes, you're allowed to distribute the power. But because if there's addition or subtraction in between, not allowed to do that. Same thing with the plus k, right? So it's no, right? No, it's not equal. I'm gonna rewrite this. I hope nobody distribute that square on the exam. If you have this, don't write this down. You don't have. If you have this, what do you have to do? You have to use this. You can either use this or you write out twice and you FOIL it. No, I'll do the first one. You do second one. Okay. The first one, what rule do I use? By the way, this is called difference of two square. Difference of square. So I can rewrite it x squared minus 2 squared. A is x, b is 2. So a plus b, which is x plus 2. A minus b, which is x minus 2. You guys are very quiet compared to the first class. Maybe the first class I have like 60 students. Okay, why don't you guys try second one? I would recommend you write it like the middle step here for the 121 and 144. Same thing with the A and B. You need calculator for that. Let me ask you something. If I do 2 square, don't write this down. If I do 2 square is equal 4, say hypothetically, you don't know how to rewrite backward like that. What do? What is the inverse of square? Square root. You do square root, right? So say you have a huge number, 169. You don't know what number square gave me 169. All you do is take square root and see what happens. It's actually turned out 13. And then you square it, actually 169. Right? So same thing for 121 and 144. I can rewrite it as 121 is 11 square. So I'm going to write it as 11a and then square. Make sure you put a parenthesis around 11a, okay? On the exam, I see some people do this in the past, even like pre-calc student. And this just kind of being, not being careful about your notation wise. This means the a being square, but not the 11. We want the 11 to be square as well. So what is the square of 144? Oh, thank you. All right, you gotta do the rest. I did the hard part. What is your A? What you got, Taylor? pick on you. She's my own students. Yeah. All right. So if I was you, if you're new to this, I would do this. I will so this is difference of 2 squared. Do you agree? A squared minus b squared. So I'm gonna ask myself, what is my A and what is my B? So my A is 11A. Yeah. My B is 12B. And all you have to do, A plus B, A minus B, right? So A plus B, so 11A plus 12B. And then A minus B will be 11A minus 12B. You done? All you do is just apply the rule. Can someone tell me what's 3 equal real quick? Be careful. Let me go back to the rules. If it difference is square, yes, you're right, but it's not. X plus 5, X plus 5, X plus 5 square. Yeah. So what do I say? Here it is right here. Problem, right? This problem is easy. You have something like this on the exam. That's easy point. Say prime right away. Oops, let me put it in red. Now, let me give you something. So I'm gonna say 3-ish. If I have if I have that, would you say prime? Would you say prime right away? No, what do I have to do first? Yeah, I gotta factor the GCF. Remember, GCF is always come first. So I gotta factor out 2, and then I get x squared plus 4. Now this guy prime, right? Now 2 times prime, so prime. So that's prime. And then you say you're done. Actually, you don't have to say anything. All you have to do is box your answer. Then I know that you're done. Two more. All right, I'll do number 4. It's a little bit weird, but again, think about what is your A and what is your B. So for the first term, that whole thing right there, x plus 1 square, nothing I can do, so I'm going to rewrite this x plus 1 square. 81y square, how would I rewrite this? How would I rewrite 81y square? Same thing with 121. Yeah, 9y parentheses square. Can someone tell me what is my A and what is my B? Good. And B is 9y, right? By the way, whatever A, B is inside the parentheses, right? That's why with the parentheses 4. Now A plus B, A minus B. I want you to try this on your own. See, you can complete the problem. A plus B, A minus B. Yeah, well, you got it. Oh, funny, but it is your answer. As long as you apply it right. Be brave. Math, you gotta get your hand dirty with math. I did. I don't know how many hairs I pull from my head. I do math. You're gonna get your hand dirty. I know when you write something, your hand like you're afraid to be wrong. But it's good to be wrong, right? You know that you're wrong, so you can go to the next solution that you have. Right? Just get your hand dirty. Besides, if you use this, you can always erase it. So A is x plus 1. So that's my A. And then what I say plus B, right? So B is what? Yeah, 9y. I do this for the sake of the note. And then A minus B. So plug in your A, plug in your B. Again, A x plus 1. B is 9y minus. Do you have any questions so far? All you do is apply the rule. Don't be afraid if your answer look a little funky. I've never seen that before. It look kind of weird. But if you apply the rule correctly, you'll be fine. All right, number 5, we'll do together. When I say together, I mean I ask question, you answer. Can someone tell me the middle step? 81y to the 4. Can I rewrite it as something square minus something square? So let's do the first one first. 81y to the 4. How would I rewrite this? Yeah, thank you. Nice square. Nice square. Oh God, can't get it right. Nice square. 100 z square. Yeah, thank you. All right, you guys can do the next step. So you can get the idea, right? All you do is just plug in a plus b, a minus b. All right. All right, most of you got it right. So A is 9y squared. Ooh, good God. A is 9y squared plus B is 10z, and then 9y squared minus 10z. Let me give you a similar one. Maybe I'll call it 8 and 5-ish. If you have something like this, try that one. Oh, I should have had more space on that one. Oh, man. first term, right? So plus yes, there's more. Most of you got up to like 80%. Sort of like 70%. So most of you got like 60%. I saw one person go. All right. But good for you. I'm glad that you kind of at least understanding what I was saying. So for the first step is kind of the same, right? Something square minus something square. So that something here is 9y square and then 100z square. A square, a plus b, a minus b. 9y square plus 100z square, and then 9y square minus 100z square. Let me ask you a question. Is this prime? I'm gonna use green. Is this prime? Yes, right, it is prime. Nothing you can do, leave it alone. Why is it prime? Because, yeah, because of the rule right here, right? A squared plus b squared is prime. If you're gonna turn it into, don't write this down, you don't have to. I'm still talking about this part. I'm still talking about that part. Can you do it like that? Yes, right? Yes, you can. But it's not necessary because you cannot factor it further. I think it's that color. But yeah, you cannot factor it further. Right? So it's prime. What about this one? Back to red, so you can see. Is it prime? Can you do something more? Can you expand it even more? Yeah, right. Yes, you can. Tell me what you can do. Yeah, 3y. What? So A is 3y. What's B? Yeah, 10z, right? So 3y plus 10z, 3y minus 10z. Oops, no square. You can do one more step, like 3y square minus 10z square, and then have this step. And the last one is bring down that prime thing. Bring it down. Barely. So if I have something like that on the exam, make sure you factor it completely. Do you have any question up to this point? Right. One more, and then we take a little break, and then we'll go to 1.4. So far, what I show you, that is the differences and sum of squares. Good for us, sum of square prime. That's good news. However, it's not the case for the cube. The cube, you have both. Do you can remember this? Do you can remember this? 61, 62, you have some. For me, this is how I remember. This is how when I was in middle school, this is how I remember. If I had 8, so I'm talking about the first case first. If I had a cubed minus b cubed, what I'm asked to do is to expand the right hand side. So I need to fill out the binomial and the trinomial, right? So this is how I remember. I ignore the cube. So my first one will be a and b. And then to get the trinomial, I'm going to take a times a, which is a squared, b times b, which is b squared, and then the middle one is a times b. That's how I remember it. And then for the side is so. Remember that? Sound familiar? So same, opposite, same with the original, opposite with the original, and then always positive. Bless you. So same thing with the second line. I ignore the cube. So A, B, A times A squared, B times B squared, A times B. Then so same, opposite, always positive. So let me give you an example. For the first one, I'm going to rewrite it as x cubed plus 5q. I always recommend you do this. If you want more careful, you can do the parenthesis around the number. Especially you have like a multiple factor like x, y, z. So what is your A? What's your B? A x, B is 5. You're going to have a binomial and a trinomial. Trinomial because you have 3 terms. So x and 5, x times x is x squared. 5 times 5 is 25. X times 5 is 5x. So same, opposite, always positive. So far, so good. The second one a bit, it's not challenging per se. It's like it's set a trap for you to fall in. If you have a negative for a leading coefficient, what do you have to do? What do I say about negative? You factor it out, right? So a lot of people don't ignore that. That's what I'm saying. You kind of set a trap for you to fall in. So -1, and then x cubed here is when you factor out negative, everything changes size. So negative minus 27 y cubed. Oh, by the way, the bracket and the parenthesis doesn't matter. Okay, they don't mean anything. But the reason I'm doing it just because just make it look nicer. All right. I'm just gonna bring the negative along. The -1. X cubed minus 27 y cubed. I can rewrite as what? So something cube. 3y. Very good. You don't know, take a cube root of that. Do you guys know how to do cube root on your calculator? Go to math. All right, so tell me what is my A and what is my B? Good, yeah, 3y. And all you do is just bring along that -1. Don't think too hard on it. So I'm gonna have a trinomial and a binomial. You can drop the bracket. It's no use at this point. If you want, you can put it right like that. But again, it's no use because they all multiplying. So A is x, B is 3y. X times x is x squared. 3y times 3y is 9y squared. X times 3y is 3xy. And then so same again, ignore the -1, okay? Ignore the -1. So I'm gonna ignore that. Just bring it out. Same, opposite, always positive. You gotta try number 3. Oh, by the way, number 3 is hang on. Is y cubed here? I think I forgot. So this. Yeah, I think I forgot. It's y cubed. Yeah. Fix it in my coat so I don't. .4, no, 1.3 still. GCF first, right? Even though on the exam you don't have to do the cube thing, factor out GCF, I still give you a point. What's my GCF here? Very good, thank you. So what's left is ax cubed minus 27y cubed. Once you factor out the GCF, just bring it along. Don't think about it anymore. I'm going to rewrite the ax cubed and then 27y cubed. So ax cubed is the same thing as 2x, all of that cube. 27y cubed is 9y. What is my a? What's my b? Yeah. Yep. Does it help recognize your age of b? Oh. My professor didn't show me how to do that when I was little. All right, so a, let's do the number first, we do the sign last. So a is 2x, b is 9x, and then for the trinomial, a times a, so 2x times 2x is 4x squared. And then 9y times 9y is 81y squared. Oh no, I'm okay. Oh my God, it's 3y. Did I say 3y and 9y? I don't remember. Nobody's. Did you guys try to tell me? Just actually ignore it or something? My bad. 3y. So it'd be 9y squared. Bless you. And then a times b, so 2x times 3y is 6xy. So same, opposite, always positive. Yeah. All right, take a 4 minutes break. We'll resume at 11:40. We still have 7 more minutes.